Okay, this is the winner of the 2024 ASIANetwork Student Video Challenge project. So we are going to ask them to do a short self-introduction, and we will dive into questions. Please.
So my name is Madeline Principe. I am a sophomore at McDaniel College, and together with Wenfei, we won the 2024 Student Video Challenge for ASIANetwork. Yay! So I can answer the first two questions.
Actually, Wenfei, could you introduce yourself?
Okay, so my name is Wenfei Xie. I am currently a sophomore in Xi'an Jiaotong University in the city of Xi'an, China. My major is economics and finance. I'm happy to win 2024 student video challenge together with Maddie, and thank you.
Okay. And Dr. Pham?
Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Qin Fang at McDaniel College. I'm very happy and always happy work with Maddie and Wenxin and also Professor Ge to embark on this project. I'm so happy that we won the prize this year.
All right, then I have 5 questions. The first question is, how did the project start? So Madeline, could you start?
Sure. So how the project started and how the tasks were divided in the project is kind of a similar answer for me, so I'm going to go at them both. For me, the project started when I went to go and hand Dr. Fong a end of year semester thank you note. And she invited me out to lunch and was like, I'd love to work on something together with you, some sort of summer project. And we were bouncing around ideas of what we would end up doing. I think other topics we discussed were water quality in the bay and also changing pitch depending on like what language you speak, how that can affect your pitch. But ultimately we landed on the housing crisis. And so from there, it was mainly Dr. Fong just getting everything together just so we could effectively start. She was the one who introduced me to Wenfei, who became the Chinese collaborator in this project while I was the American one. And once we had that point where we were both in contact with each other, it was mainly just me and Wenfei collaborating from there out. Professor Ge, Professor Fong were mainly sort of advisors, but they weren't really, handling most of the work. So once me and Wenfei were in contact with each other, we got on a Zoom meeting and we figured out how we were going to allocate work. We wanted the video to tackle the American and Chinese housing crisis. And at the end, we wanted to have a section on how the two could learn from each other and how the effects of each housing crisis impact each other country. So from that point, we decided that I would be the specialization of the American housing crisis, and Wenfei would be specializing in the Chinese housing crisis. So we both did our respective research that way. So I was known as like the person who knew everything about America's housing crisis, and Wenfei, likewise, she knew everything about the Chinese housing crisis. And from there, we wrote our respective scripts. And once they were completed, we meshed them both together, and we were adding little things here and there of like minor corrections. But from there, we just went through.
I remember that Dr. Fang explained to me that the inspiration for the topic came from the Korean movie Parasite. In that movie, the wealth inequality can be seen through the comparison of the houses in which poor people live and in which rich people live. And in less extreme cases around us every day, people are worried about housing problems, not just in Asian countries, but in almost all countries in the world. So we decided to look into this global issue. And as for how the tasks were divided, we actually had several online meetings to discuss how to divide the tasks and how to do them. At the research stage, the tasks were divided based on where we were from. So Maddie looked into the housing issue in America, and while I researched the Chinese housing problem. And as for making the video, we both recorded the voiceover of the script, and Maddie made the footage of the video, and then integrated all the things to finalize the video.
Great. Then, could either of you or any of you talk about joys and challenges of doing this project?
I can start. So this project had a lot of benefits. It also had a lot of challenges. So, and I feel like those are bound to come whenever you're doing any sort of international collaboration. It was amazing for me. It's very eye-opening to see another side of the housing crisis via China. I wasn't even really aware of their problems going on over there. I've been mainly focused on domestic issues of the US. So like hearing all about another country's housing challenges and how they're combating it and how their political system, how their social system, how their economical system is aiding and abetting in that was very eye-opening for me as an American who has a completely different social, political, and economical structure. I wasn't even like aware that some of these processes were open in another part of the world. I didn't realize how they worked. So it was very informative, like learning that. For challenges, it was a little challenging going back and forth in the research stage. We didn't really know exactly what we wanted to say early on. So the script went through several rewrites as we weren't sure what we wanted to focus on. Did we want to focus on the Chinese housing crisis? Did we want to focus on the American housing crisis? Did we want to focus on a mix of the two? What did we want to have as the conclusion for the video? What kind of points did we want to lead up with? So there were several rewrites when it came to that. I remember vividly meeting up with Dr. Fang several times in a semester, and we would just go through the script line by line, seeing what could we add, what could we take away, what was important, and what we didn't want to include anymore. And it was very challenging getting all those rewrites in. There was also another challenge with just staying connected and staying communicated. So since Wenfei and I are on opposite sides of the world, there's of course a time difference. So communication was a bit challenging at times. Our main form of communication was emailing. So I would email her something and she'd send a response back in 12 hours, and I'd send a response back and she'd get it 12 hours later. So it wasn't very timely with how we were able to communicate, but I'm glad that at the end of the day, we were still able to effectively communicate and get the project done.
Yes, I also remember several times I have to relay the messages because we think the messenger has already, received by the both sides, but it seems like, the communication has not happened. So I kind of like nudged, Maddie, oh, Wenfei, this is what happened. But I think that's the biggest challenge. I agree. It's like we kind of like, live on the two sides of the Pacific Ocean. Sometimes it makes the communication really hard. But I'm so glad and also so proud that both of you made that.
And I think the benefit is that I have the chance to have direct communication with my peer in America, especially about doing research together. It's not like having some casual or daily talks about doing full and serious research and present our perspectives in an organized way. Social media and news are often misleading about other countries, so no matter where you are. So exchanging perspectives directly with people from other countries is more reliable way to see the world. And I think for challenges, I think communication is a bigger problem for me because I am not a native English speaker. And using a second language to do research is more challenging and demanding than using it in daily lives. Admittedly, I did come across some terminologies and words that I don't know, and I've got to look them up in a dictionary or internet. But I also view it as a precious opportunity for me to practice my language skills, for example, by recording the voiceover for the video and doing the presentation and the interview.
Great.
Well, since Professor Go is not here, I also want to talk about her roles in the whole project. I got to know Professor Go back to 2015 when I conducted ASIANetwork Student faculty research over there. We kind of connected with each other, and both of us kind of interested in the poetry. So we kind of like continued, the talk, on the different things, but we never thought we are gonna, have a project, a special project, between our students. So this time when I talked with her and said, now, we have a new project that was sponsored by the ASIANetwork. Could we, collaborate with each other? She said yes, and then she made that happen immediately. I'm so appreciative, to all what she has already done for this project. And the second, I want to, talk about how the connection is important, back to the 2015, we made a connection. We never thought that connection would related to the connection to this project, but we did see that happened. So that's kind of like, I really like this project, everything like in the dots over there, but then we connected the dots into kind of like stream of the pearls over there. So I'm very happy of the whole process.
Great. Then, especially Wenfei and Madeline, what would you say to students both in the United States and Asian countries where they are considering doing this?
I can start. So I would say definitely go for it. It might seem a little out of your comfort zone, especially if you've never done research like this that's a bit more long term and you're focusing with a collaborator. It might be a little bit outside of your comfort zone, but it is definitely worth it. I learned so much. I got a whole lot out of this project. At the very least, I made a new friend. Hi, Wenfei. And I learned so much, not just about America and how America works as a country, but also about China. So I very much so I broadened my horizons and my perspectives about how this world works, and I'm very excited to learn more and maybe start this up again with another project in the future. Wenfei?
So yes, I think this project is definitely a good opportunity and precious opportunity to experience, as I have never did such a video project with foreign students to look into problems in China. I didn't know that college students in America had interest in researching Chinese issue before, and I thought some Chinese issues were only worrisome in China. But through this project, I see the meaning of delving into problems of another country, because almost all problems have international connections and influences. Housing is not only a problem in China, but it also bothering American people as well, especially the young professionals, which is the same in China. And I think that in this cross-cultural communication, despite our divergent backgrounds, two of us have learned much about each other and had a really good friendship and collaboration. And also both countries can learn much from one another. You can see this point in our research experience.
Great. Dr. Fang?
Yes. Well, I think that both of them make, great point over here. I remember, the first time we started a project, it is the end of the semester, right? So I think, Maddie and I were very, very tricked by the movie Parasite, but we have a kind of very good discussion, in the class, but it's like, we're gonna end up over there. But I think after, the end of the semester, when I know about the ASIANetwork short video challenge project, I think, yes, we can continue this topic beside of beyond the classroom. And I think, this, the ASIANetwork, the new project actually make that happen. So I think, the teaching is not just happened in the classroom. It could continue with, the in the different format, and ASIANetwork short video actually provided a space for students, in the United States, but also students, in China or in Asia generally saying, because this is not the only project we work on this year. So in that sense, I would say, please continue this, the kind of the project so that more students could benefit from that.
Thank you so much. So I will finish recording, and thank you so much. And again, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.